This story was sent in by Ziba from the United States. I grew up always assuming I was a straight girl. When I said I was heterosexual, something always felt off. I knew as a teen that I wasn't into girls, but I wasn't fully into men either. I have only had a crush on 3 men in my life, and each time, all of my thoughts were devoted to this person for at least a year. I'm more pessimistic version of hopeless romantic. In middle school, everyone else was experiencing sexual desire and knew a lot about sex, but no one taught me anything. As a woman of color in an all-white school who was bullied by every single boy at the school, I never understood true romantic or sexual attraction. As none of my friends talked about sex, I didn't even know other people felt sexual attraction or knew what sex was. I didn't find out what the act of sex was until I read fanfiction when I was 14. Once I got to high school in my sophomore year, I finally developed my first crush on a guy. I think he liked me too. I never met a guy who was actually nice and wanted to be my friend. My feelings for him were never sexual and my libido was non-existent, despite being a teenager. After a while of nothing happening and us running out of things to say, I met someone else. We'll call him Mason. Mason cared for me more than anyone else. We started dating and I realized this man had a high libido. This soon became a problem. He told me that it was normal for girls to masturbate, watch porn, etc. But I never understood why someone would want to do that. For the longest time, I thought the myth about boys wanting sex more than girls was true. After a while, he became angry and the relationship became sexually and emotionally abusive. After 8 long months of dating, I finally left him and the biggest trauma of my life. Although he made me do sexual acts, I never fully had intercourse, and I was happy with that. I questioned whether I was ace or not at that point. I figured I wasn't because my friend said she felt the same way after leaving a difficult relationship. And she wasn't ace. Now I'm 18 years old and in college. Being alone in quarantine gave me too much time alone and too much time to think and reflect on my life. I started to feel guilty for being an 18-year-old virgin. I was disgusted with myself for not having sex, but deep inside, I didn't want to have sex. It was a constant battle within my mind for months. Throughout this battle, I had no libido and no desire for sex. I only desired to free myself of the virgin label. I hate that label. It has been used as a way to make fun of and belittle other people when it doesn't have any significance biologically. Despite what people say, virgins and non-virgins act in the same manner. A few weeks ago, I finally came to terms with being asexual. At first, I thought I convinced myself I was only demisexual. But I quickly realized that label did not fit me. I am heteroromantic asexual. I have only told a few friends and people on the internet. I don't really care if people find out, but I will refrain from coming out to my parents for now. I have a crush on a new guy. We haven't met in person yet, and I'm scared of what he will say once he figures out that I'm ace. If he has a problem with that, I'll know that he is not the person for me. Until then, I'll wear my black ring on my right middle finger every day, just in case someone recognized it and says hi.